Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend and that all is going well as you started this week. And if you would like, we will be back in the 10th chapter of Proverbs today. And we're continuing to look at the difference between a wise man and a foolish man. And again, kind of the very broad outline of what we've seen so far in Proverbs is in this opening section. Solomon lays out for us the two options and some of the consequences, and he demonstrates that in various ways between a righteous man and a wicked man. Then we will come to a place where it shifts somewhat to the point where Solomon begins to um, if you've chosen the foolish path, go ahead, you're on your own. But if you've chosen the wise path, here are some principles that you can use to govern your life and to live by. And so we will pick back up again in chapter 10, verse 8, as he continues to share with us the difference between a foolish man and a wise man. The wise in heart, he says, will receive commandments, but a prating fool shall fall. Again, straight, straightforward. A wise man accepts wisdom, he accepts guidance. Commandments, again, here specifically refers to the commandments of God, that he takes that wisdom and he receives it, which means he grabs hold of it, is what the word literally means, and that he grabs hold of the wisdom of God. But on the other hand, he said a foolish man, a prating fool is a I don't know if we used, I'm pretty sure we don't use the word prating, but blabbering idiot would be another way of translating that phrase. He's so busy babbling and running his mouth that he doesn't hear and receive instruction, including the instruction of God. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his way shall be known. Again, a contrast here that a man who walks with the wisdom of God, with integrity, with honesty, with character, will walk. And he says he walks uprightly, surely. Basically means he doesn't have to look back over his shoulder. He's not constantly looking back to make sure somebody's not coming to get him for something that he did, and that he walks surely or safely, that he can travel through life without having to really, again, be concerned that his past, his actions are going to come back to get him. And then the second statement he says is, "The perverteth his way shall be known." And so we have this statement that a man who doesn't live with wisdom, that he has that again that nagging. If you've ever, if you've ever been a young child, well, all of us have been young children. When you were a young child and you knew you'd done something that your parents disapproved of, when you came around your parents, do you remember that feeling? You always were wondering, do they know? Have they found out? Will they find out? That's what he's talking about here, that a man who lives by God's wisdom doesn't have to live with that fear hanging over his head, that guilty conscience. He that winketh with the eye causeth sorrow, but I read my verses wrong a moment ago. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his way shall be known. Now, he that winketh, verse 10, he that winketh with the eye causeth sorrow, but a prating fool shall fall. Let's see if we can get that correct now. Verse 10 again. Those that really don't they're not bothered um, by sin. They're not bothered. You know how people will do something sometimes, that winking eye. Sometimes people will do something that they know is not quite right, and they'll just wink at somebody. You're like, yeah, I know it's wrong, but let's just play along. When you're living like that, he says, when you're chattering along, he said, you're going to fail. When you turn your back against righteousness, when you ignore sin, you're going to end up in trouble. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Contrast here: the righteous man, his words bring life. They are beneficial. When they speak, their words build up. The New Testament word is edify. People are strengthened and helped and healed by the words of a righteous man. Hatred stirreth up strife, but love covereth all sins. Um, the righteous man practices forgiveness. And I'm just putting these into kind of modern English. The righteous man practices forgiveness, whereas the wicked man does not. He despises others, dislikes others, and ultimately causes division and trouble uh, between people because of that attitude. Verse 13, in the lips of him that hath understanding, wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him that is void of understanding. Again, the wise speak wise, and fools, they speak foolishly. That's just a very simple way of putting that. And that ultimately, when he talks about a rod is for the back of him, that ultimately their wisdom or their lack of wisdom will cause them to be disciplined. It will cause them trouble because of their lack of the use of wisdom. Wise men lay up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. Again, the wise man wants more wisdom. He lays up knowledge. He wants to have more wisdom. Whereas the foolish man, again, we see this kind of a pattern here, is so busy talking that he doesn't take in any more wisdom. He doesn't hear wisdom when it's available to him. And so, just kind of, this is if I was going to sum up this section of the Proverbs, and can you only imagine how Solomon's son felt as he was being given this wisdom from Solomon? I had to feel like trying to drink from a fire hose as he just laid all this wisdom on him. But the general truth here that we see, if I was summarizing it, would be speak less, learn more. Speak less, listen more. Listen to the instruction that comes our way. Practice honesty, and in what you do say, let it be honest, let it be encouraging, let it be uplifting to others. Don't bring up past difficulties and troubles. Don't keep dragging up the past. And very simply, to be careful what we say. I think most everyone listening this morning, watching this morning, has lived long enough and is wise enough themselves to know and have experienced the danger of of a tongue gone wild, of words uh, not that are hastily and unwisely cast about. And so this morning, something to think about, all of us, every day, about the words we choose, what we choose to take in, the wisdom that we choose to affect and come into our life. All right, think about that today and have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.